Well, so obviously we were based down in Durban for a few days, which was a great training facility there. Meant we had the opportunity to get a lot of work done. We travelled up here last night to train today, and trained this morning out of the school. Had a really good run. Gave the players the opportunity to do that final run before the game tomorrow. Make sure everything was right, and I think the players are in good shape. Well, I think clearly there's some things that are fundamental to South African rugby, consistent with South African rugby, which is the physical nature in which they play rugby. That we know they're a very good side. They're also packed full of some quality and pace. We know the likes of our players know Faf de Klerk very well. You know Willie LaRue very well from playing in the Premiership against these guys, and we know the quality they have. We know they've got real pace in that back three. So a very good side, I think.
And what sort of impact has Marshall's made this week?
Well, I think first and foremost, it doesn't matter in any rugby team. You earn respect by how diligent and hard working this player is. That's what people watch, and he's come in and he's been fantastic. He came in really well prepared. So he played Friday night. He travelled and came in understanding what we were trying to do. He'd obviously done a load of work to prepare himself, and the attitude he's shown to training has been exceptional. His attitude, his diligence to keep learning that information, brilliant. And I think that kind of attitude earns respect from your teammates. So I think what you see there is somebody who's also come into the group really well with the players. Players getting to know him quickly, he's getting to know them quickly. So socially as well, I think he's been very good around the squad. So he has, but clearly he can play second round back row. He's a good jumper. He's scrummaged there. He's a good rugby player, and that's first and foremost. He's a good rugby player, and I think if you look, anybody watches his games in detail, you see the work he gets through and the number of tackles he makes, the rucks he hits, the balls he carries. He does a lot of work that actually, unless you look closely, you don't see. He's one of those players, and that's the ability to have him as an option for second row or back row. I think it's good for us.
Steve, how did you guys view the sort of buzz in New Zealand, particularly around Brad's selection? Did you expect it? Is it something you kind of ignore? I mean, he's not the first guy who's kind of played for the country he wasn't born in, but it seems New Zealand's made him quite impressive.
Well, he's a good player. That's why he's picked him. He's qualified to play his EQP. He's joined an English club as soon as he finishes his current season of Super Rugby. So, and he's a good player, and so I've really enjoyed working with him this week. And and I think he's a player with the attitude he's got who can keep improving.
Steve, being based in Durban, are you guys not worried about the altitude factor in Johannesburg?
Well, it's a relatively common pattern now for teams. Either come in early to altitude or you come in late, and it's a common pattern now to come in generally just a day or two before. And what we did this morning was made sure that we gave the players, that was important training run this morning, gave the players the opportunity to get that blow on, if you like, to get the feeling what it is like. You get that feeling, and players adapt to it, recover, and carry on. That's the nature. So we did that this morning. Players are well aware of it. We've addressed it previously before we got here. So I think we're well prepared in that way.
Steve, what do you think Dwayne Vermeulen will bring to the boxing?
Well, yeah, he's a tremendous player, and he's a brilliant ball carrier. And I think everybody sees that. You also see what he does defensively. He's a threat at defensive breakdown as well as somebody who will try and steal ball there, and he's very experienced. So he's a quality player, and the South African team's got a lot of quality players within it, and that's why we need to make sure we're at our best. I think we've got quality players in our team as well. I think we're prepared well. We respect this team. They're a good side. We know we're going to have to be at our best.
For you to have a guy like Billy back, how does that change what you can do?
Well, again, we've got with Billy and Nathan, we have two number 8s there who are powerful, and we have a couple of other options. Like the work that Sam Simmons has done over this past season, and in a different way, in a different type of player. So we have options, which is great. Billy's done, he's come back, played well at the end of the season. He's worked hard to get himself back and fit, ready for this. So it's great to have him back in the squad, and all those players working really well together.
Steve, how would you assess the South African line-out?
I think that with Mostert, I think he's a tremendous call and tremendous jumper. Snyman is he's a tall, athletic player, good jumper. So you've got threats there. Then you look at those other guys, the back row, who've all been good jumpers, all are good jumpers. That's something you always face when you play against South African teams. The back five, the scrum is usually very tall and very athletic, and that's no different. So it's a great challenge, an exciting challenge. Sorry, can you say that again? Well, Joe's a tremendous player, and very, very experienced at test level and playing in big games. And I think so clearly him being injured and unavailable for selection is disappointing. He's been working hard as a line-out caller. He's been working hard to develop other aspects of his game. But again, in a squad, you always need strength and depth. And I think we've got the guys there with Maro, with Nick Ezekwe, who are athletic guys that played well this season, played a lot of games together, either in the second row together or with Nick playing at 6 this past year. I think you also then, we discussed Brad, who gives us another dimension as a possibility to play in that position as well.
Steve, can we just check everyone was fine in the last training? There's no late people?
No, everyone's, as I come in here, everyone's good for tomorrow.
And with Billy, are you still having to manage him now, or when it gets to this stage, is he at full throttle with everyone else?
No, so he trained fully today. Looks in great shape as well when we trained on Wednesday. Really, really good. So he's doing well. He's good, really good. Trained fully today.
Razzie Erasmus has talked about this as a series between two desperate teams, in his words, needing results after a small losing run for yourselves and a bit more for them. I mean, is that fair? How do you need this result, or where do you stand with it?
Well, I think when you're involved in rugby at this level, you're always wanting to win. You're always wanting. So that's. I think that you go into every game wanting to get the win. That's why we prepare as we do. I think clearly the Six Nations, when we spoke about it, the Six Nations gave us some lessons, and we had to take those on board and learn them. And it gives us an opportunity to change the way we're doing some things, change the way we approach certain areas of the game, change the way we trained. So that's it's an opportunity for us to improve and get better. We want to win. We want to win every game, and that's no different. You asked me a year ago, we want to win. You asked me a year before that, we want to win. If you ask me in a year's time, we want to win. That's no different. We want to win. Yes.
Steve, you mentioned change the way you train. Eddie said yesterday that the development team had been tired in the situation. Can you elaborate a little bit on how you change the way you train?
So ultimately, the way we prepare, and one of the great, I think, strengths of Eddie is constantly looking at better ways to do things. And so over a period of time, from over the last number of years that I've worked for Eddie as assistant coach, you see the training weeks change in different ways. And so, for example, last year in Argentina, it was a different training week. Then we changed that for the autumn series and changed it through the Six Nations and changed it again for this series. So trying to find ways to improve, and I think that obviously fits in with how you want to play and what the way rugby is. And we've seen some changes in the game, without question. Saw some changes in the game, which then means you've got to prepare accordingly. And so that's always the challenge: is how you improve your preparation. And so I think what we've done the last 2 weeks has been good. I think it's been very good. I think what we've done down in Durban the first few days of this week was excellent. And I think right now everyone's just raring to get going in the game. Sorry? well, I'm not going to tell you exactly everything we've done on it, but so different. You know, and I think back to different aspects through my playing career where it was. I know when I first started in Bath, it was probably still a hangover from your days when we were training. When we used to train at Lambridge and used to. You didn't do much training, did you? So you know, typically, you know, it used to be you train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday would be recovery day. Friday the backs wouldn't do anything. The forwards would always do. We've scrum in and line out again. You know, then the revolution went round that you shouldn't have that day off. You should have Wednesday off. It should be Monday, Tuesday train. You should have Wednesday. So every team in the world was doing that, and so it's trying to find that balance between what the right thing is for your team. And you've seen different teams around the world do different things for different reasons. So there's been some aspects about getting the balance in our training from the way rugby has changed. We spoke about in the Six Nations, and that balance between that structured, unstructured rugby, the way the contest in areas like the breakdown had increased. We've got to make sure that those fit into we make sure we get those elements right in our training. We feel we have in this preparation.
Teams often talk about the Ellis Park factor here. Does that mean that you would do something different than you would do for a Bull test or a Cape Town test? You know, sort of preparing for the intangibles like the crowd, passion in the crowd. Does that make you guys think about Ellis Park differently to another crowd in South Africa?
Well, I think what I say is that I think it's a privilege to play in a stadium like this, which is that spiritual home of South African rugby. I know it's going to be a really passionate crowd. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of English supporters there as well, which, you know, it's one of the brilliant parts of being involved, as we all are in some way in international rugby. You get to go to these fantastic grounds and these brilliant encounters between two very good teams, packed full of quality players. And I see that as a privilege and an exciting challenge. And as I say, right now training's done. We're looking forward to actually getting stuck into the game.
Steve Rasmus spoke about he expects England to target the back three with E's back three with high kicks. Is that an opportunity that you guys see in the two debutant wings?
Well, I think what you see in the South African back three is incredible talent and electric pace. You know, they're dangerous players, and you know, we know we're going to have to. They're big threats, so we're going to have to be very good against those players. So how we play the game and how we structure the game, you know, you always have a game plan going into it, and how key thing is then how your players adapt on the field. Because once you're a few minutes into that game, it's, you know, you then things change. The opposition are trying to do something else, whatever you had aspirations to do. Now the players have got to adapt on the field. So we're working really hard as ever to make sure our players are able to adapt.
Okay,